Hi, everyone. So, we're continuing our talk about relationships and intervulnerability. And this week, the theme is We Are Star Stuff. Now, this is a really cool theme, and it took me a minute to kind of tease out, and I think I'm still teasing out, what does me being star stuff have to do with my relationships, have to do with intervulnerability? And I think that there's a lot there to unpack. So we're going to unpack some of it now. And then I invite you to come on Sunday morning where we'll unpack even more together, right? So we're talking about this idea of intervulnerability, this idea that we are connected into this web, that there is no separation, that I cannot stand over here and say that my life is not affected by what you have going on, or vice versa, that your life is not affected by the choices that I make. And we talked about this idea of no such thing as personal good. We talked about it this past Sunday, so I invite you to go back, listen to our Sunday service. I used the Ernest Holmes quote, but there's no such thing as personal good. There is only universal good. And what that means, that we're not talking about this idea of good that is greed or wealth on these extravagant sort of levels, but rather that good that comes from centering and tapping in and knowing that you are divine, and then stepping forth into action from that space. And when you move into your own good from that space, and it automatically has a choice to be for everyone else. This means that if, for example, you are in a relationship that is not working for you, and you choose to center yourself, to decide what is necessary for you, and the answer is to break up, and your partner doesn't want to break up, well, you can trust that knowing and acting and moving from your own personal good has no choice but to be for their personal good as well, because there is no personal good. It is collective good. And so you can trust that when you make decisions from intentionality and from intuition and from knowing your own divinity, that those decisions that you make are supporting the collective whole. Now, this is a wonderful thing because it means that we are all so mutually tied together, and we're tied together with everything that is making decisions. Now, I personally believe that consciousness is not reserved for just humanity or even just animals, or even just animals and plants. I personally believe that consciousness extends into all matter, everything. So that means that the planet is conscious, the stars are conscious, the solar system is conscious, the galaxies are conscious, the universe is conscious. And that means that when I tell you that as soon as you make a decision that is moving towards your highest and best good, that stars and galaxies, billions and trillions of miles away, are aligning themselves to move you towards your good, that is truly happening, because your good is tied to the good of the galaxies trillions of miles away. And that both makes me feel so small and so just like this insignificant little piece of the corner of the solar system and a corner of the Milky Way. And yet at the same time, it makes me feel so huge and so connected, because if my good is connected to the good of the galaxies that we don't even know about, then how interconnected am I with you? And you're just right over there living on the same planet, even if you're across the planet or on a different continent or believing all different things from me. we're just, in the grand scheme of things, I mean, we are just next door neighbors. Let's face it, we really are. And so we can trust one another. We can begin to cultivate these deep relationships, these deep ways of being together that cultivate and birth and allow for vulnerability and authenticity in a way that I can say, I'm going to move towards my good, and I'm going to trust that you're moving towards your good, and together we're going to move towards the collective good. And when I make decisions for you or for this planet that I know are for the highest good of the planet, then I can trust that they're also for the highest good of me. It goes all different directions, every which way that you can think of. And so it's so lovely to me that this week we're talking about we are star stuff right as the James Webb Telescope is coming into alignment and beginning to send us the most magnificent, incredible pictures of the universe that we have ever seen before. This is not a coincidence. This is a divine synchronicity. So you are made of star stuff and I am made of star stuff. And together we are creating a world that works for every cell, every molecule, every plant, every animal, every rock, every person, every planet, every solar system, every galaxy, every universe out there. I love you all.